In today's episode of the Platform Presents podcast, I have a very interesting guest here with me today. I'm with Catherine McDevitt, and she's hailing over from the folks over at Eventny. And at Eventny, they basically, provide event management technology in a very easy to use fashion and in a very, very slick way to basically use. So today we want to really deep dive into what Eventny is all about, who they're serving, and also how Kat is thinking about growth. So welcome to the show.
Thank you. It's great to be here.
Very good. Yeah. So maybe give people like a brief overview. What is Eventny all about in your own words?
Right. So Eventny is an event management software solution. So we focus on working with event organizers and festival planners to help them organize the events and festivals that they love in the easiest way possible with everything all in one platform.
That is a very clear, very succinct description. Now, what types of event planners are we talking about? Is this like any size of events? Is there a certain number of events that people would have to manage in a year that it makes sense to use a platform like that? Maybe give people like a little bit of an insight, like who is a sweet spot customer?
Yeah. So we really wanted to focus on making it easy for everybody to plan events and making it easy for people to plan events no matter what their background is or what kind of experience they have. So we wanted to focus on making a platform that's really user-friendly, but also very functional. So we work with events of all sizes from, really small local government festivals, farmers markets, all the way up to larger enterprise events like Comic-Con, GalaxyCon, events like that. So to say that we have a sweet spot, I don't know if we have a specific type of event that we really target because we try to be inclusive to all of the different events that there are. But I would say that we mainly focus on people who host, for-profit, medium-sized events, medium to large. We have a lot of different plans though. So people who host only one event, like there's a plan for them. And then if somebody hosts a huge event like Comic-Con, obviously there's a much different plan for them. So we try and make it really flexible for people.
Okay, very cool. Now, what would you say would be sort of, the types of positions, the types of roles that bring in the technology? Is that like an event manager in itself? Is that like somebody from the operations team? Who's the one that picks up on the product, typically in the combinations?
Right. So usually it'll be the event organizer. If it's a private event or if it's a government run event, like local government fairs or something, it'll be someone from the Parks and Rec department or the event organizer for the government, city government. But typically it'll be the person who organizes and staffs the event, kind of the more high level organizer, because typically they're the ones who end up having to do everything. And so they're usually looking for a solution to make things a little bit easier.
Very cool. Now, so what I'm curious about is like, how do these guys find about you guys, right? So they're busy running events and planning events. Like, how do they typically learn about Eventny and how do they find you guys?
Yeah, that's actually a really good question because, like you said, they're really busy and don't have a lot of time to be looking at social media, watching TV, whatever, to using those traditional advertising channels. So what we really focus on is word of mouth advertisement. And a lot of our customers come from referrals because event organizers usually know each other, especially in a particular geographic area, and they usually talk to each other. And so a really good majority of our customers come from customers that we already have who've referred them to us. And I think that is honestly the best way that our company can market, because it's hard to, and I'm sure your listeners know this too, it's hard to market a software because it's not a physical product. And so you have to see it to understand what it does. And so when we get current customers of us referring us to, event organizers that they're friends with or that they know professionally, they're able to really explain the product in a way that we wouldn't be able to in like a 30-second advertisement.
Okay, awesome. Very cool. Now, when they're looking for you guys, like, what do you think, what role does the website play in their journey?
The website, it's very interactive and it's grown, it's come a long way since the company was first founded. And I would say that, when we built our website and as we continue to build out our website even more, we always have really wanted to focus on making it simple for people. And so that's our number one priority pretty much. And we focus in terms of like marketing on our website. We really want to make sure that we are not using a whole lot of jargon. We just really want to, be simple and make it succinct for people to understand what our call to action is and what our mission statement is. In terms of the actual software side, it kind of is the same. We do have a lot of really large clients, and we are an all-in-one event management platform. So with that comes a lot of functionality. And so what we've always focused on is trying to have that functionality be as high level as possible, but also be simple and really user friendly, to where almost a customer could go on our website and not know a single thing about it, but they could walk their way through and understand what to do, because our engineers are just so good at making sure that it makes sense to people. So
makes a lot of sense.
Yeah,
it makes a lot of sense. What in general, like, what is sort of you're working in PR, like, in these days, like, what is something that excites you? Like, which channels excite you? Like, what's maybe PR practices? Because, we have marketers listening that are learning, like, what is something that you personally feel is, of interest for you at the moment in that space?
Yeah. The reason that I got into PR and what I love so much about it is that person-to-person interaction. And, sometimes, like I said before, with software, you don't get that so much, but in our PR activities, I really try and direct us towards, conferences and things where we get to actually be with event organizers and interact with them, get the latest news, and like really understand their pain points. Because I think as a marketer, it's really easy to, or a PR person, reputation management, anything, it's really easy to get in your own, marketing brain and think, if I can just get this CTA right, or if I can just say exactly what, the right thing for someone to convert, you get even farther away, from the goal. And I think that what I love so much about PR and what I've been really excited about as of late is just, especially since COVID actually, is just having that person-to-person connection back and being able to really get in the field and understand our market through, interaction.
Mm-hmm. Very cool. Now, so let's switch gears a little bit and talk about sort of your daily work. Like, you as a marketer, like, what would you say, what would be the typical like streams of work, projects that you would be busy with on a daily basis?
Yeah, so since I've been working here, I've been really trying to direct us towards partnerships with the event organizers that are on our platform. So a lot of my day-to-day is reaching out to our event organizers and finding out when their events are and seeing what we can do to help them promote. So maybe I'm going to an event, taking pictures, doing an interview with an event organizer, all of that kind of thing. Is really what my day-to-day is. So I really just kind of manage our partnerships and try and promote not just our company, but the event organizers who are on our company's software as well. Because the thing is, for Eventny to be successful, the organizers on Eventny have to be successful. So I focus a lot of my day-to-day around partnering with our customers so that, we can have a mutually beneficial promotional activity.
That makes a lot of sense. Now, as we're slowly moving towards the end of the interview, I would have some rapid fire questions. Are you ready for those?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Very good. What would be the last book that you've read or the last podcast you listened to?
The last podcast that I listened to was Just Be with Bethany Frankel. She is a Real Housewife of New York, but the last book I read was actually really good. It was called Beginners, and I would really actually recommend it to, maybe like young professionals or anyone who's listening to this. I can't remember who it was by right now, but it was about a middle-aged, older man, and he really wanted to learn new things. But, as you get older, it's really hard to like pick up new hobbies. And so he went to a lot of children's like classes, like violin classes or taekwondo classes or like rock climbing classes, and just tried a bunch of different stuff and like chess, and was a beginner with all these little kids like trying to learn. And it was just a really inspiring book, and I really enjoyed it. So, yeah.
Awesome. What would be the one single thing that your company is focused on the most at the moment?
I would say right now our company is most focused on connecting with our event organizer community and just making sure that the events on our platform are as successful as possible.
Very good. Cool. If you would have a magic wand as a marketer, you could change one thing about your role. What's the one thing that you would change?
I would say If you mean looking back, like how I said earlier, I think it can be really easy to get into your own head and focus too much on the marketing side of things and forget to focus on the community and the people. And if I were to go back and start, my journey professionally over again, I would definitely remind myself to listen to the customers first and the marketing, research and jargon second.
Makes a whole lot of sense. Now, for the very last question, I'd like to do a little bit of time travel with you, if you allow. If we go back to the days of the Paul University, right? You're heading out of formal education into the world of marketing. What's the one advice you would give yourself for your journey?
My journey in college, you mean?
For your sort of the learnings that you would tell yourself, sort of you're starting college, right? Now you're looking back, you're starting as a marketer. What's the one advice you would give yourself for that journey as a marketer?
I would tell myself to go back and take graphic design classes.
Okay, very cool. Kat, I really appreciate you took the time for us, gave us a brief insight into Eventny, and I want to give you the last word. If somebody would be forgetting all that we discussed today, what's the one single thing that people should remember? That
Eventny wants every event to succeed, and we do everything possible to make sure that our users have the most successful event that they can.
Thanks a lot for being a guest on Pathfinder Presents.
Yeah, thanks so much.